The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. I am your host, Justin Clark. A great show ahead today, but first, the opening statement. This show is a little bit special to me, I must tell you. I'm very excited to welcome the Heathrow Elementary almost fourth graders to the studio, and one almost third grader as well. She's over there. My daughter, Mila, is here as well. So I'm a little nervous having my daughter watch me because you know she's going to make fun of me. If you have kids, you know exactly how that goes. I'm never going to hear the end of this. I'm going to mess something up. She's going to be talking trash about me for many years to come. That being said, a great show. Here's what we're going to talk about today. You've thought a lot about investing in real estate. You don't know if you should buy a residential home and rent it. You don't know if you should buy commercial property, or you wanted to get into development in real estate. It's not an easy transition to get there. I have some ideas for how you can get there without spending $1 million, $10 million, $100 million to have your first development, or at least be involved in your first development. We're going to answer those questions by asking real questions. Let's start today. I've known these guys for a while, but hadn't met them until today. Glenn Fishman joins me. Glenn, how are you, sir?
Good, thank you. Glad to be here.
Cody Spar as well. Good to see you, Cody.
Glad to be here, thank you.
A lot of people have these dreams that I want to be a real estate developer. But it's very, very difficult to bridge that gap from not knowing anything about it to actually becoming a developer. I think what you guys have done at 33 Development and Management is you kind of give it an opportunity to people to invest in what you're doing and really get a taste of development.
So thank you. Yeah, the barrier to entry in a residential development is many faceted. There's not only the dollars, but there's also the different municipal approvals, then the end sell, the market risk, building risk, and what have you. What we've put together is a project and a platform that sort of cuts through and mitigates the risk in those factors. We're currently developing almost 2,000 lots here in the central part of Florida. And what we do is we take entitled land, we install the infrastructure, and then we offload finished lots to the national builders. So we walk into a deal, we're pre-sold, so we don't have that market risk. We have a timeline that we can manage, whether it be a 12-month construction, 12 months liquidation, or 24 months. So the investment is very well scheduled. The cash flow is scheduled, and it allows somebody to come into a $20 or $30 million development, in increments of $100,000. So that's what we've put together in terms of what our platform looks like. As I said, we're doing about 1,600, 1,700 lots here currently.
Yeah.
And we've had, I think in the last 2 years, we've turned around, 4 projects already. So
unbelievable.
And we have another 40 acres of commercial as well.
Let me ask you this too. So I know a lot of development is what you know, but how important is who you know when it comes to development projects as well?
100%.
Yeah.
It's all about who you know. That's how you get the deals. So a lot of the deals we source off market, it's just through networking with other brokers, landowners, people in the industry as well. That's how we source a lot of the deals. We scour the market. We also scour the tax appraiser's website trying to find these larger 50 to 100 plus acre lots.
Yeah. Do you think there are certain counties throughout Florida that are more ripe now for development and for building projects than other counties?
Yeah. Like right now we actually got one in Okeechobee, which a couple of years ago that would have never been on the radar.
That's where all the alligators come from, I believe. Yeah.
So there's a number of large developments I think will be in the ground first. We have 1,300 units going up there with a range of prices, some entry level all the way up. And it'll be scheduled around an outdoor living lifestyle. It'll have access to the water, it'll have boat access, it'll have boat storage.
Yeah.
One of the things that we bring to the table is the number of years we've been doing this up and down the East Coast, about 50% of our deals come from the national builders ourselves. They want us to be able to acquire the land on their behalf and develop the lots because they've done business with us. They know we know how to get it done. And that's about half of our business right now.
So I know you're accepting investors right now. Let's say I want to invest with you. I want to kind of see how this process works. How does that process work initially? I reach out to you, I give you a check. How does it work?
So somebody would call us up. We would send them, what the project looks like. I'd like people to meet us at the sites if possible. It's always good to see the dirt. We walk them through the pro forma. We walk them through the model, if you will, of what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. And then there's the obvious legal paperwork that goes with these things. And then they would write a check when they're comfortable. And typically our investment horizon is going to be somewhere around 18 to 36 months.
Yeah. Tell me about Cody. Tell me about your career. It's fascinating.
Yeah, so I started in real estate about 12 years ago now, and I've launched a whole platform as well off of that. So I started Landshark Realty about 8 years ago. We've grown that up quite a bit. Obviously specialize in land. That's how I met Glenn and his family. And then gotten into title, mortgage, insurance, development, construction, and about 28 other businesses.
Got it. How are these builders that we see all the time, how are they doing right now? Are they doing well financially, you think?
So all the national builders are doing very well. The regional builders mostly are doing well. Right now, the interest rates are
biggest burden on them right now.
And most of them have their own mortgage company, so they're buying down their mortgages to keep the sales. In Florida, though, the market is very robust, specifically because you have a lot of not only people moving intrastate but interstate, and that's driving some of the pricing. I think people have seen pricing going up, and you still have a state that is friendly to developers. Right, it's friendly. They want you to develop. They're looking for people to come in. They're looking for houses to be put up. They're looking for those type of things, as opposed to the Northeast, where there's a real barrier of entry, where they don't want you building and they price you out.
Yeah, you talk about real estate, talk about the mortgage industry, very cyclical, obviously. How cyclical is the development world?
So here in Florida, there's really two markets or three markets in Florida. You have sort of the coast market with the condos. That's been going through its gyrations as different bills have come out of Tallahassee. In the sort of the away from the coast, those areas have been growing, primarily driven by out-of-state buyers. And so, although it's not as robust as it was sort of pre-COVID, if you will, but it is going back to those. I mean, you still see national builders buying on a project 20 or 30 homes a quarter, as opposed to 5 or 10 a quarter.
Got it. Awesome. Glenn, good to see you in person,
Good.
Finally. Cody, great to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
If you're interested in learning about this world of development without spending all of your money, this is a great way to learn, but also it's an investment that I think is a good one. The stock market can be a little bit crazy. You've seen how hectic it's been. This is a great way to really invest your money where it's safe, but it's also a great way to learn about the real estate business on more of a macro level as opposed to micro. Thank you, guys. Here's what we'll do, a very quick break. When we return, You Have Real Estate continues. If you own